Not wine booty. Oh Lord, not again. Here we go, same story, different day. Let's talk about it. Not buying booty.
Using ChatGPT.
Oh Lord, that's plain to see. Tryna act like it's all your own, but everybody knows what's really shown. Not buying booty. We see the play. Truth don't hide, it finds its way. Step in the light, truth don't hide. You play a role, but it's all outside. Claiming ideas like they yours, but you just knocking on borrowed doors. No real grind, no real base, just copying moves, trying to keep pace. People watching, they can tell you're building nothing, just a shell. Echoes loud, but hollow sound. No foundation, just shaky ground. Trying to shine, but dim inside. Truth always show you can't decide. Not again. Why am
Using ChatGPT.
Oh Lord, that's plain to see.
Trying to act like it's all your own, but everybody knows what's really shown.
Not buying booty. We see the play. Truth don't hide, it finds its way. Clock keeps ticking, time don't wait. Real ones build, they elevate. You chasing shadows, running blind, trying to copy but left behind. No blueprint, no real design, just patchwork thoughts line by line. You want the crown but skip the climb. Can't fake the work, can't fake the time. Eyes wide open, crowd aware. They see the moves, they see what's there. No shortcuts, no easy lane. Respect is earned through sweat and pain. No more mad, no more mad, no more game, no more game. Everybody calling out the name. Stand on something, make it real, or step aside, that's the deal. Build your voice, find your lane. Stop repeating, same old game. Truth cuts deep, let it show. That's the only way to grow. Oh Lord, hear that echo? That's the truth. Coming back, no filter, no disguise, just facts. Not lying.
We see through all that talk, don't make it true.
Build your own or step away.
That's the message. Clear as day.
Not buying booty. Hear it loud.
Stand up strong.
Make it proud.
Truth remains.
It won't sway.
That's the message. Clear as day.
Yeah. Hey yo, bitch better have my money. Court said it's mine. 10,000 on the line. Bitch better have my money. Wine Moody stepped in, thought it was a game. Kimmy Love stood solid, now they know the name. Judge at the gavel, case close tight. 10,000 old, better pay it right. All that talk before, now it sound weak. Paperwork official, no room to speak. Tried to play slick, tried to dodge the truth. Now the whole courtroom started proof. Money, the case already done. Why ain't Moody lost? Nowhere left to run. 10 racks, oh, judge made it clear. Give me love one, give me love one. 10,000, right here. Stamped and signed, yeah, the verdict real. No more games, gotta face the deal. Kimmy Love stood tall, never back down. 10,000, oh, better pay that amount. No more debates, no more disguise. Courtroom truth, cut through the lies. Lesson got taught, tables turned fast. 10,000 Duke, better pay fast. No stalling, no delay. Courtroom rude, now you pay. 10,000 strong, that's the call. Give me love one. Why and Moody lost. Bitch better have my money. Law, 10 racks, oh, no more draw. Give me love standing.
Victory clear.
10,000 pay.
End of it right here.
You got smoke getting off your chest, baby. What you talking about?
All right, one more. Listen.
Welcome to the show. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Jug Knot in the spot. Blue jacket glowing. Whole block froze. Jug Knot. Jug Knot. Jug Knot. Doug Knot, Doug Knot, Doug Knot, Doug Knot. Step in, whole room shake. Every move cold, every step heavyweight. Blue jacket flash, all eyes on me. Crowd locked in like they gotta see. Content boss, every drop go crazy. Came from nothing, now they all wanna pay me. Talk box crying, baseline slap. No slowing down, ain't no turning back. Doug Knot, welcome to the show. Bass so heavy, feel it in your soul. Blue jacket shining, talk box run the game. Everybody know, they remember the name. Camera flashing, lights stay bright. Every move sharp, every angle tight. Whole crowd jumping, energy wild. Big screen dreams, got them going loud. Stay on grind, stay on hustle. Built it from dirt, turn pain to muscle. No fear, no doubt, stay 10 toes. Every new drop, that's how it goes. Talk box well, guitar slide. Bass keep knocking, ride or die. Hands in the air, feel that heat. Welcome to the show. Feel that street. Name green loud, blue jacket standing above the crowd. Talk box leading, face on black. Welcome to the show, built to last.
What you talking about?
The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised.
What is in your life's blueprint?
Oh, Kiki, do you love me? What's up? What's up? Shout out to you, man. I see you standing up for a nigga out there in these streets. I greatly appreciate you, man. Hey, can't nobody steal my thunder, take my shine. Real talk, nigga, I be bored as fuck going over there. I want to see if somebody gonna come outside talking that shit online. Dead ass, nigga, I feel like wiring somebody's shit. So come outside, dead ass. Shout out to y'all for being here. What's up, Queen Shay? What's up, Penny Pitcher? Penny Pickle, I'm sorry. No wonder they hate you. You are gorgeous. Hey, man, listen, I'm just a human being, man. I know I'm living life. Dead ass. I appreciate that, though. What's up, prettiest Nikki? OMG. Shout out to y'all for being in the building. Shout out to everybody on every single platform that we're live streaming on. From the X.com, the Facebook, the Rumble. Shout out to everybody in the building, okay? Even Kick, all right? Now, I can't see you guys' comments, so don't feel like I'm neglecting you because I can in fact see your comments as they come in. What's up, Aunt Deb? Shout out to y'all over there on Twitch. Nikia, matter of fact, let me go ahead and call this person who said that they had a lot to say. You supposed to send me 5 gifted on Twitch. I want my motherfucking 5 gifted on Twitch. It ain't number $25, you broke ass bitch.
Please leave your message.
Oh, now you don't want to answer. Okay, don't call me outside of me going live, nigga. And send my 5 gifted, okay, on Twitch. Specifically Twitch. I don't want it in Cash App. I want my 5 gifted on Twitch. Even though they take a cut of it. I said, and I want what I want. What's up, Aunt Dale? Peeking in and going back to Twitch. Shout out to you for doing that. Absolutely. Listen, there are special features, TTYSL on Twitch that I also am going to be applying and putting on YouTube. Mind you guys, shout out to me, all that hard work that your boy put in, man. Nigga, we was doing 15, 16-hour live streams a day, watching Streamers University, barely getting any sleep. I honestly felt like I went to Streamers University, kind of like a fly on the wall, and it taught me a lot about IRL streaming, which is something that I told you guys that I will be doing and heading towards that. Definitely. Special announcement, I'm going to be throwing a Halloween party. An IRL Halloween party here in Los Angeles, California. I'll create the flyers and put it out so you guys could vibe with a nigga. I'm going to TwitchCon. TwitchCon happens, I think the week before Thanksgiving. Is in San Diego, California. That's also a great opportunity to network with IRL streamers and so forth. I was asked to go to Thailand, but honestly, I've been gone so long. I went to Brazil for like 6 months straight, dude. I'm not even thinking about leaving the state of California no time soon, let alone leaving the country again. But I'd probably be going to Thailand or somewhere else. Anyways, yes, and happy birthday to all the cancers out there, okay? I think today is the last day to turn up. On cancer season, happy birthday every single person that's a Cancer man. Control your goddamn emotions. Now, people born tomorrow on the 24th are between Cancers and Leos, so they some tough crybabies. Okay, starting tomorrow. Also tomorrow is the Knots Appreciation Day. Okay, a lot of y'all say y'all love me, but y'all don't be hearing the nigga cash app, don't support me nothing. If you love me, if you support me, you will be following me. You will be following me on every single platform at the Not POV, from Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, and X.com at the Not Point of View, not just over on one platform. Same thing on Kick, same thing on Rumble at the Not Point of View. So make sure you guys tune in. What's up? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. What's up to the people on Kick? What's up to the people on Rumble? What's up to the people on X? Like the video, share it, take clips, do all that other shit. You feel me? I got some great ideas. And y'all know me. I be so happy. I be so excited about my ideas, but I cannot share them because I got real life stalkers who's going to lose their lives if they come in my motherfucking face. So I cannot announce my plans and where I'm gonna be like to the full extent as far as like what's gonna happen this weekend. You guys are gonna see, or even next weekend. Next week, you guys gonna love what I fucking offer next weekend. Anyways, what's up, Jessica Bush? What's up with you? Shout out to Jessica Bush, staying up on top of a lot of true crime cases that I've been covering, specifically Carmelo Anthony and also Nolan Wells. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I get in, I report the information, and then I see a lot of pandering. I see a lot of fake outrage, rage baiting. Nancy Grace is really, really good at that rage baiting type of shit. On one hand, she was, trashing Carmelo Anthony and going along with this whole narrative that, the white supremacy is promoted. And now with the Nolan Wells case, she's projecting and promoting the opposite just to maintain the click and view and pay for all that bleach, blonde, bush back, bitch ass hair that she got like a bird nest on top of her head. So yeah, I'm not fooled by no civil rights leader, no commentator, not white, black, Asian, anything. We give you the straight up facts, all the truth over here, man. If you don't like my opinion, fuck you. Go find somebody else to listen to. Dead ass. What's up, Andrew Taylor? Yes, indeed. Move in fucking silence. But the thing about moving in silence, man, I make a splash. Okay, I can move in silence, and then it's like a big splash. Like at the Diddy trial, I knew what I was doing, but I never really announced it. It was like a big splash. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. You feel me? Nolan Wells' tip reward is 125K and growing. Listen, them white people over in Mississippi got colonial currency. You think they give a fuck about $1 from Tyler Perry? A nigga who ought to be glad and did not thank them Jewish people at the BET Awards and wonder why he in them lawsuits. Yeah, right. Jessica said, I don't trust Nancy Grace. She's crazy. Exactly. Nancy Grace looked like fucking Beetlejuice with some makeup on. Motherfucker looked like she stuck her thumb inside of a socket and just hair still look high. Definitely don't trust her, and she a flip-flopper too. Whatever the wind blow or wherever it blows is wherever she's gonna go. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be discussing Carmelo Anthony and Nolan Wells. Let's start with Carmelo Anthony because a lot of information has already been discussed on this platform. The facts are the facts. Keep in mind, I'm the very first person on June the 9th, 2026, posted on Twitter that Carmelo Anthony intended to testify. Excuse me, that was on June the 8th when I posted on Twitter that Carmelo Anthony intended to testify and also that Hunter was evading a subpoena. Then after the verdict was rendered, Carmelo Anthony got some licensed attorneys that present themselves as pro-black and almost immediately filed a motion to recuse Judge Roach as well as a motion for new trial. In that motion for new trial, there was this thing called the Gentleman's Agreement. Now, this whole Gentleman's Agreement was Mike Howard, Carmelo Anthony's attorney, co-conspirator in a conspiracy with the district attorney and also Toby Shooks, who also used to be a DA before he became a private attorney, to basically agree not to mention any of Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf's character traits so that they can look like they were angels in court, in the court record, and also to any journalist or person that was in the court, they would have reasonably concluded that Hunter and Austin was just pretty little white angels because of this gentleman agreement. The Mike Howard was not allowed to properly and fully cross-examine the students that lied under oath, that said specific things about Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf that was not necessarily true and in conflict with their statements about Austin Metcalf's character as stated to the police, their initial statements. Because of this gentleman agreement, they decided to leave character out. Like, how dumb can you be and say that you're going to trial and your defense is self-defense and character don't come into play from the person who you reasonably feared, or even your character don't come into play. And then on top of that, you don't testify in your case. So a lot of people was like, this is dumb, this is crazy. So once the motion for new trial was filed, the gentleman's agreement was exposed by Mike Howard. And then we began to look at Mike Howard like, okay, well, you did your job technically in the court of law, but I still feel like there was a co-conspiracy. I think Carmelo Anthony's parents, shout out to Drew and Kayla, they're definitely not well versed in law, because I never would have convinced my son to tell my, licensed attorney, high paid attorney, that it's okay not to bring up racism and Austin Metcalf's character, behavior, and so forth, unless of course it benefited Carmelo Anthony to an extent. And when it comes to Carmelo Anthony's character, they did not bring in the fact that he suffers from epilepsy. They objected to that and said, we're not going to listen to that. They objected to expert testimony that could have testified about that, all because it correlated to character. Many people suspect that this whole character test is going to come out and villainize Carmelo Anthony simply because Carmelo Anthony himself was a problem child and have a background in the history. I even heard statements saying that he carried a knife to school and he got wrote up for it. These are things that could be used against Carmelo Anthony to show character traits. It's within your character to carry a knife. So if Carmelo Anthony has a write-up in school for carrying a knife around, then they're going to look at him and say, it's your character to carry around knives. So this could be premeditated, and premeditation does not absolve you from the crime in which you're charged, and it does not say that you defended yourself. Self-defense is like extreme measures. What can I do to defend myself? Or is it? Because I didn't see people tell people to step in their yard, they're going to lose their life. I didn't see people antagonize someone in order to take advantage of self-defense rights and claim it. Even me, like, I'm like, damn, okay, cool. You can say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to do. Touch me and see what happens. Dead ass, touch me and see what happens, motherfucker. But again, we're going to see if this motion to recuse Judge Roth is actually granted, which means that another judge would take the case. And then we're also going to see if the motion for new trial is granted and or denied. I'm not going to give a prediction on that because that's yet to happen. I was actually, thinking about if the motion for new trial is in fact granted, I myself will probably more than likely go to the trial. However, I think if the motion for new trial is granted, they probably actually allow cameras in the courtroom this time around. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. So let's see how the mainstream media is promoting.
For next month, as Carmelo Anthony seeks a new trial 6 weeks after his sentencing in the fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf.
Anthony's legal team is seeking a new trial, including over claims the judge was biased and the court was not open to the public. They also want the judge removed from post-trial hearings, but that won't happen without approval from the courts. A different Collin County judge will hold a hearing on that motion on August 19th. The next day, the defense team will argue their motion for a new trial. Anthony was sentenced to 35 years in prison for stabbing Metcalf during a track meet in Frisco last year.
Hearings are set for next month as Carmelo Anthony seeks a new trial 6 weeks.
And so
Next month, as Carmelo Anthony.
And again,
hearings are set for next. Anthony seeks a new trial 6 weeks after his sentencing in the.
Shut up. This is actually a hearing. It's a hearing, which means that there's no guarantee that a motion for new trial will actually be granted and a trial will be scheduled for a later date. On the flip side, what this does is it puts things in a perspective to where these judges, if they say, oh yeah, we're going to go ahead and rule on a motion for new trial, I firmly believe these judges that are connected to the governor, other judges in the higher courts like the appeals court, and even the Supreme Court, all the way to the White House, we see this system of white supremacy, and it protects itself. If you work for a system of white supremacy, and if you're white, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna go along with you because the bigger picture is let's maintain whiteness and white dominance over black people, and is it really equal rights and equal protection? Okay, let's keep that in mind. Also, Hunter Metcalf has a 1776 tattoo on his forearm, and if you know about 1776, that's the date for Proud Boys, where white people broke away from their ancestors that kicked them out of Britain, and now they feel like this is America, this is my land. And in 1776, black people were just merely property of white folks, and so people that celebrate 4th of July, a lot of them are in fact racist. And Hunter Metcalf has a 1776 tattoo on his forearm, and there's statements and allegations. Matter of fact, it's not even an allegation. Mike Howard wrote it in legal documents that Austin and Hunter Metcalf have been arrested for racist graffiti. Now, you can find pictures and find videos of Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf hanging out with black boys and saying, see, look, they got black friends. They're not racist. This was school curriculum, sports activities where these black students were in affiliation with the Metcalf boys. You cannot go to a Metcalf boy picture where they're at home, where they're at dinner, or in the company of their core group of friends, which oftentimes does not include black people. It's just a convenience for them to be around. So without further ado, I'm going to see what happens with this Carmelo Anthony motion for new trial. Again, many people looked at this, started covering it, and don't know how to follow up because they don't know the law, and or just went along with the Nolan Wells situation. And I continue to correlate and connect Hunter Metcalf's 1776 tattoo with just an entire system of white supremacy. I'm the person who created the change.org petition to remove Ashley Cole from the bench because I firmly believe her initial statements that was posted, I believe, on July 7th, which is one day after they found Nolan Wells' body. She posted statements on her public Facebook that went extremely viral. Mainstream media, even the blogs, picked up that and perpetuated her narrative of what Warren said, that last time this is when we seen Nolan and we didn't do anything and we loved him, and everybody else started picking up on that story. So there were some people who claimed that they were Nolan Wells' best friends, that Nolan's mother and father does not know, including Warren, including black people, black boys that say, oh, this is my best friend and stuff. And they came out here to further perpetuate that narrative that Ashley Cole put out there for the mainstream media to hear. Jackson County, Mississippi still has not released the autopsy. Again, I told you guys days ago that they were in fact playing chess with Benjamin Crump and with the civil rights leaders. One thing that racist people don't like is they don't like to be spotted. They don't like to be spotted at all. It's almost like spotting a shapeshifter. They don't like to be spotted. They like to be hidden. They like to smile and be faked on some get out type of shit. They don't like to be called out. And so when you call out one fraction of them, all of them are going to continue to perpetuate and hide their racism. Isn't it ironic that we have not seen Donald Trump tweet about any of this, even though it's the biggest news right now in the world? Mainstream media is slow right now. There's nothing new, nothing exciting, but boom, you got these true crime stories dealing with black boys, young black men being unalived and not being protected, not even by the system or people that, you know, could have witnessed it. Nobody wants to come forward. There's no protection for black people. And Donald Trump is strategically not tweeted about any of this for whatever purpose and reason, but he has sent the FBI over into Jackson, Mississippi. And I read a post that the FBI, Donald Trump's FBI, went into Jackson, Mississippi to help with the Nolan Wells investigation, not to help figure out if foul play was at play, but to figure out who and what and where are people located that are issuing these so-called threats to Ashley Cole and to the authorities over in Jackson, Mississippi. The FBI wants to go out and arrest these people. And this, to me, is another form of intimidation. So let's say the investigation is ongoing. The FBI arrests a nigga from Idaho or a nigga from Florida because he tweeted about or said something online that the FBI deemed to be a threat towards Ashley Cole, even though a credible threat means that you have to have had a reasonable opportunity to carry out that threat. For instance, like if I say I want to spit on somebody, that can be considered a threat. That's assault. But if I'm in front of my computer saying I'll spit on you and I'm nowhere near you to actually spit on you, then that's not a credible threat. But the FBI is going in and wanting to arrest people. Like this is fucking Australia in Florida for saying I want to spit on, or I think Ashley Cole should just die or pass away. These are things that people have said in the type of harsh, aggressive language that is absolutely protected under the First Amendment. But because this is a situation where mostly black people are up in arms about what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi, and in Texas, the FBI, Department of Justice, and people want to come and actually make it an issue and suppress freedom of speech. Bitch, if I feel like spitting on you, I'm probably going to say that. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, whatever. Again, I think a lot of rights are being violated. And again, black people have absolutely been stripped of our rights a long time ago in this country. And we've had to really just deal with it and go along in order to get along. And nobody complains about it until, of course, unless it starts affecting the LGBTQ plus community or white people. And then they want to look at black people like, aren't you going to help? No, nigga, you didn't help us, bitch. As a matter of fact, you probably advocated for this shit to go against me and didn't know it was coming for you too, right? So yeah, it's a very tough times we living in. Okay. Shout out to Undeb. He's knocking on the door of hell. That's where he belongs, to be honest. Trump is taking a medication to extend his life. He don't know if he's going or coming out. blacks do not hang themselves. That's another thing. Like, we literally seen Ashley Janae, the black girl with Joe McCann with the Africa, said that she hung herself. We did research and looked at the villa, and there's no possible way that could have happened. But, you know, black Americans are the most hated in the diaspora. Yes, indeed. And I'm pretty sure the authorities over in Africa took paydays in order to conceal that. It's a lot of concealing. So Jackson County coroner has not released the autopsy. There was a lady and her daughter who came out and said that the conditions of Nolan Wells' body was atrocious. I'm not entirely sure if they still have their job. I've been looking for them hoes to create a GoFundMe, because how the fuck they coming and speaking about this in Jackson County with all these white people in charge? Also, peep this. Like 4 days ago, I started seeing it pop up everywhere about the conditions of Nolan Wells' body. And people were in the comments saying that Nolan Well hit rocks, he slipped. And then 4 days later, the autopsy is released. And because these people have already conditioned y'all to believe that there's these big ass Malibu rocks on Horn Island that Nolan slipped and hit his head, that would somehow justify why there's a fracture to his skull and discoloration. It also justify how he probably could have hit and had his throat cut out or whatever. So yesterday in my video, in context to those things, specifically those statements, I had already pointed out that Nolan's throat being cut out or throat being missing and having a fraction at the back of his head, to me that said that somebody took their Freemasonry apprentice and they went up 3 degrees in one go. Whoever did that, that was an initiation. Usually things like that happen in the lodges, but these boys are so desperate. They're taking what happens in the lodges and putting it out there in public and actually doing it, literally doing it. And it is causing a lot of confusion when it comes to secret societies. And so when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds like a ritual, because when you're in the lodges, it's like almost like a game, like play, and symbolically your throat is ripped out, and symbolically you're hitting the back of the head, and they're gonna bury you and then do the Master Mason grip and give you the new password. But this is a physical, actual Masonic ritual that happened outside in the public on Horns Island. And why you guys are like, Denat, you're crazy. Well, first of all, why else would nobody else speak up about any of this? Why else was there so many witnesses and so many people, and everybody is sent back going along with the narrative? Why is it that so many people had the opportunity to actually
stay on the island,
actually witness what happened, and nobody's coming forward? What happened to the girl that was there? So it's just, the devil's always in the details. And if you pay attention to people, they were telling themselves. So I want you guys to pay very, very close attention to Horn Island. Okay, like the way they have it painted. Watch this. Malibu Beach with rocks. All right, the way they painted it online is like you would think that Horn Island is this beach. Okay, you slip up and you fall down, you're fucked. You're dead. These rocks is gonna take you out. Okay, then when you Google Horn Island Beach, like, where are these big giant rocks? This is flat surface. The devil is always in the details. They want us to believe that this Nolan Well bumped his head on rocks, and this is how his head got smashed. This is why his throat is missed out. This is Horn Island, flat like Florida, and this is Malibu. Okay? I think people need to use discernment and common sense.
Some of the boys that they're accusing wasn't even on the boat that Nolan was on.
If I'm sitting waist deep in water and all my friends are, everybody's leaving their phone on a boat. I open the back hatch and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with. And the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. All right, we're in Mississippi right now.
So where's the girl? And the girl's witness to that too. It's a co-conspiracy. It's a narrative that all of you are pushing and going along with. The girl actually witnessed what happened. You and everybody else witnessed what happened and what was going on. I don't understand. How could the only black person be the only person that come up missing and unalive out here in a sea full of nothing but white people? See, that's that tokenism shit. Are you really happy to be there, and are you really tokenized, or are you just, fucking ready to become somebody's prey?
Getting ready to recount the exact path that the boys took, also with Nolan Wells, from where they docked the boat at all the way out to Horn Island and back. The boys are going to explain to me exactly what went on, how many people were there, how many boats were.
And I also want to say something. Aunt Deb said blacks that don't know how to swim are not going to be in the water. That is absolutely right, but it is actually proven by way of Nolan Wells' history that he actually knows how to swim. So, yeah.
Taken out, which I think the world is going to be completely dumbfounded when they realize what the truth really is. Because
See what I'm saying? This guy is a fucking sucker. Mind you, this is part 2 of his interview with Warren Hudson. Warren Hudson is the stepson of Ashley Cole. Warren Hudson has direct, specific knowledge about what happened to Nolan Wells and is covering up, according to my belief and my information. When I seen the first part of his interview, Officer Tatum with Warren Hudson, and I seen jump cuts in the middle of him saying something and looking for something to say, it told me that you're part of controlling the narrative. The way you cut, the way you edit, the way you jump cut, what you cut out. You might have determined and said, oh, I cut it out because I didn't think it was important or because it was dead air or whatever. But that's for the people to decide. Like dead ass, interviewing, when you interview someone, you're supposed to ask them tough questions that this guy didn't. So right here in part 2, he's already pushing a narrative because he's bought and sold, pushing a narrative to pretty much bolster whatever that this white boy is saying. And his audience trusts him. They trust me. So let me go ahead and continue to perpetuate this. You're not coming across as unbiased. That's what I say. All skin folks ain't kinfolk. Not at all. And I say the same thing about him as I say about Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton, but in very different ways. I don't appreciate this. I don't like the fact that you're pushing the narrative. And since you're out here on the beach, I want to see if you're going to ask Warren Hudson about these big ass rocks that everybody said is the cause of Nolan Wells' death.
Lies have been pervasive. So we're right here where Nolan left on the boat, and you'll find out how many people were there, how many boats, and then we're gonna take that same path out. I'm gonna go look at Horn Island and see exactly where they could have been to get a perspective that the media don't even care to try to do. And then we're gonna take the trek back and we're gonna find out exactly what happened to Nolan. This is the reason why I'm here, man. I want you guys to have a voice. I want you guys to be able to speak out and show what the truth really is, and then let the world decide. I just don't want you guys to end up in a situation where your story never gets heard. Right here is where Nolan and probably 20 other kids got on the boat. So it's not just Nolan and 3 other kids. That was a lie. That was a myth. I'm gonna prove that. Right here is where the kids were docking. We're gonna show you a video that coincided. I'm gonna walk at the exact angle that the video is being broadcast from, so you know that I'm exactly where I say I am. But the boys were here. Tons of people you'll see on the video is getting onto the boat, and they took 3 boats out. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just Nolan and 3 and 4 boys. It was a multitude of people on several different boats. And some of the boys that they're accusing weren't even on the boat that Nolan was on. But let me show you from the vantage point where I have the video to prove that I'm here where I say I am. And so right now, here's the angle that you're gonna see on the footage. It's just from probably that boat to, maybe about 30, 40 feet here to the right. And this is where the video is showing how many people were actually out there, actually getting on the boats. So therefore it debunks very clearly that it was only Nolan and 4 boys going out here to Horn Island.
Do you mean out there? Because that's the boat dock. From what I see, Horn Island didn't have like boat docks out there. People were just parked in the ocean. That's the boat dock that they left to go out there, not out here. Ignorant.
All right, you guys, sorry about the sunglasses.
Yeah, where are the rocks? Like, that's flat as fucking Florida, bro. Where the fuck are the rocks? That he hit his head and bust his head, the back of his head, and his throat cut out. Like, where's the rocks, bro?
Very bright out here, and I never wear sunglasses, but we're at Horn Island, and almost the exact same position where the boys were, where Nolan was So if you look out right here, just so you guys can get a perspective, you have the Horn Island here. But I want you guys to put this in your mind what this was like on that day. You have boats.
I want you to put this in mind what it's like on your day. Niggas like this need to go away. Dead ass. Like, this nigga's a fucking coon.
2, 3, 4 deep. From way down there where you can see all the way through here. You have thousands of people on this island. Probably 2,000 people. So this wasn't some abandoned, secluded island where nobody's at. Obviously, this is a Monday, and there's a few people.
I hate a nigga that push a narrative, man. Did they invite you to eat lobsters and told you that you was cool and told you everything that niggas didn't tell you and made you feel special, bro? Like, why are you pushing a one-sided narrative instead of doing investigative journalism? Like, dead ass, you cannot be biased. You're biased. You're pro Warren Hudson. You're pro believing whatever story that was fed and pushing that because your audience, you care about the fucking click and view. You and that goddamn judge Carlos Moore. Like, why the fuck is he posting about on Facebook Nolan Wells with Quiet on the Creek, Saucy Santana song over it? Because you're trying to tap into the algorithm and maximize it based on that popular sound. These niggas is clout chaser, bro.
People on the backside of the island, not a lot of people here. But on 4th of July, this is a celebration. And so this wasn't a small place where 4 boys took their black friend and dropped him off and never seen him again. This place was flooded with people. Tons of people, multiple boats, multiple friend groups. I mean, everybody's here having a good time. And then the boat gets towed
and no witnesses
out because it was getting ready to sink.
And then the boat get towed out because it's getting ready to sink. I would question him. I would drill that. I'm like, okay, yeah, right here at this time, you said this is where the boat was flooding out or something like that. Do you have a receipt for how you fixed it? Or like, you know, the fuck? And the body was recovered the next day. I'm willing to bet that whatever happened while Warren was in the goddamn mid of ocean, they could have put his body over there. They said they was scrubbing the boat. His mom's Ashley Cole's a judge. You don't think they have solution and chemicals and stuff to get rid of blood stains and shit? This is not D4D. I'm just saying, assuming. I do know for a fact that I'm not fucking dumb and people are not dumb to sit up there and hear you say on one hand that hundreds and thousands of people were out there and don't nobody know nothing. Ain't nobody even seen him fall and slip and hit his head on rocks. Ain't nobody seen nothing. Like, nigga.
And so, and from what I was told, they told Nolan, get on the boat, man. Get on the boat. Get on the freaking boat. And he decided, because he's an adult, that he was going to stay behind. And all the boys that they've been accusing, and they saying it had something to do with his death, they were all gone at 4:30. They were all gone. And they told Nolan to get on the boat.
They was all gone. They was all gone. They told Nolan to get up. You're pushing the narrative, bro. You're pushing the narrative that Ashley Cole posted, that Warren is perpetuating, that everybody is perpetuating. This is really about a narrative. I mean, the only thing left is releasing the cell phone data to figure out the messages that were deleted or not. But because the local authorities, mainstream media have perpetuated this bullshit ass narrative, I'm willing to bet that even fucking T-Mobile, AT&T will go in there and edit messages themselves just to continue to perpetuate this. I don't want my company to be the reason for this black boy getting salvation. Hell no. Don't trust no systems, no corporations, none of that. This shit is a laugh. Like, white racist people, the elites, is laughing at the general public to say, damn, it's 2026. You niggas still stupid.
Bodie didn't. And then there was a report of somebody seeing Nolan around 6:30-ish. And so for them to come out and claim these lies, won't take the time to come to Horn Island, won't take the trip out here to figure out what happened, won't talk to anybody, pushing an agenda is wrong. And that's the reason why I came out here. I wanted to see for myself, what did this look like? What could have happened? You know, does the stories line up based on what I've seen and what I've heard from people that live here that were involved in this situation? This is where the lies started. People were putting out on social media, knowing that they're lying, that this is what it was like on the day that Nolan and his friends came out.
So I'm saying people are putting on social media knowing that they're lying. I don't trust you, nigga. You saying everything you need to say to get them white conservatives to keep on watching your shit, to keep on getting clicks and views, nigga. I feel like this nigga's evil. He a part of the problem. He worse than racist white folk, cause you they mouthpiece, bitch ass nigga.
Here to Horn Island. And if it was 4 or 5 people, and they came out here and Nolan was with them and maybe it was a few people out here like it is today and Nolan came up missing, then maybe it would be suspicious. But they didn't take the time to give context to the people because they're evil and they're liars. So if it was like that right now, when the situation happened, I can see how people had a concern. But you got to replay this moment with thousands of people here. If anything would have happened directly involving Nolan and his friends, you can't tell me that thousands of people wouldn't have seen anything happen. And so that's pretty much why I want to come here and show you guys. This is what they want you to believe it was like on that day, which is a lie. They want you to believe they came to a secluded island just for them, and then Nolan is left behind, and then his body's washed up on shore, and nobody knows what happened. Nobody could have seen what happened but the boys. It's a flat out lie. Is there anything that you want to say, you want people to know about this whole experience?
Yeah, I mean, from someone, if someone's not from here, it's kind of hard to understand, where the island drops off and how the island works. But, there's plenty of people out here, especially on the 4th of July. This is where people come out to celebrate. And I mean, if you fill the water, you can see right here, Brandon, where it drops off. I mean, you can see literally where it drops off. So, I mean, it goes from about waist deep water right there to neck deep. And then it drops from neck deep all the way to like 17, 20 foot. I mean, we weren't in a quarter mile out the island and when we were leaving, and I mean, it was 30 foot of water. So, I mean, if we're walking towards the east right now, but if you walk down to the west, that's where the west tip of the island is, and that's where the current picks up very, very bad.
People talk about the phone situation. I want to, because the way you articulated, I just walk in the water with my pants, they're wet. And you can tell right away that if you're hanging out in the water, it doesn't appear, in my opinion, that you would have your phone on you. Is that typical for people to have their phones, or?
No, I mean, people come out here, especially on the 4th and, Memorial Day, days like that, they come out here to celebrate, and people get on the water to be off their phones, first off. Second off, if I'm sitting waist deep in water, and all my friends are, everybody's leaving their phone on a boat, in a lake, if you're sitting on a pond, if no one's getting out of the water with their phone in their hand, unless, it's to take a quick picture. But most of the pictures taken on the 4th of July were on the boat. I mean, and, saltwater, if you drop your phone in saltwater, most of the time you're not going to get it back. I mean, especially the water's murky right now because there's been a lot of rain. You can't see, the visibility isn't good. The water isn't clear like it was last year around this time. And, no one has their phone though, usually. I mean, unless you're crazy, I'm not walking around with my phone in my hand. They've been walking around Horn Island,
How many people left the phone on the boat? Was it just his phone when y'all left, or other people have phones on the boat?
Absolutely not. Like there was at least, I rode out here on a different boat, like I told you, and I grabbed my phone when I left the Palm Beach to get on the boat with to get on the boat with Wyatt because we were having, boat issues. And when I got on the boat, there was phones everywhere on the console. I mean, everywhere. There was, and everybody's phone that was sitting around the boat was on the console. Like we had phones that we didn't even know whose they were, and people just leave their phone, especially when people are drinking and, they're not in the right state of mind. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll just leave my phone, I'll get it later, and that's the way it is around here. You don't take your phone and walk around the island. There's plenty of phones on the boat and, spread out between the 3 boats that we had. And I mean, we had 20 plus people spread between our 3 boats. So of course, everybody's phone was on the boat. I never saw someone in the water that day sitting with their phone in their hand, scrolling on anything or even taking pictures in the water. Yeah, someone might hop out the boat. A lot of girls like to take pictures, in the water. And so do guys, but, girls want to take pictures in the water. Half a second, you might hop out the boat and be like, oh, I'm snapping this picture of myself or of someone else. But as soon as I get back in the boat, I'm putting my phone up and I'm getting back in the water and I'm hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, that's common sense, man. And describe to me what the day was like. I saw a video online. How hectic was it out here? I mean, right now it's barren. There's not a lot of people out here. But clearly that's not what it was on the 4th of July. So, how dense was it with people here?
Well, I mean, you look at all the videos, that are spread out online. And a lot of them, you can't believe what you see all the time online. You know that better than anybody. But, I mean, there was boats lined up all the way down the island. And there was rows. There was a first row, there's a second row. We were in the 3rd row where it drops off. And then there was even boats in front of us. And this went all the way down towards the east end of the island. And then there was people on the east tip. And we're on the north side now, but there was people on the south side too, lined up all the way down. And if you talk to anybody on the coast about this, they know that. I mean, 4th of July, this is the hot spot. This is where people want to be. This is where people want to come out, hang out with their family and friends. And
people say that you guys just left Nolan behind. I've seen reports of people saying that you just left him. I've seen reports of people saying that you asked him to get on the boat. You told him to get on the boat, he didn't. What's the truth in that?
Well, Wyatt was having boat issues and the bilge wouldn't pump. So the bilge is basically a pump that releases water from your boat when water comes in. So I opened the back hatch and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. There's water almost coming over the transom, which is where your motors sit, and which is by the stern, like in the back part of the boat. So obviously we were in an emergency. The boat, we're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolan or we just left Nolan. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with, and the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. I'm glad you cleared that up because I think it's important for people to have the context of like what it was on that day, what happened.
I mean, like, where's the girl? What's her name? Can we contact her? Can you call her? Like, this guy is not legit at all. Built like a fucking sack of potatoes. Want to be white. Want attention. Nigga ain't ask about none of the goddamn the rocks. And the white folks behind him, they probably know. They all know what the fuck happened out here. But they gonna keep that secret. And look at this motherfucker. He got a Confederate flag on his shirt.
And what didn't happen And the beauty of all of this is that you guys have evidence to prove that you asked Nolan to come on and different things like that. So, but anyway, man, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Give me a rundown.
And the beautiful thing is you guys got evidence. Release it. Why didn't you get it from him? So that you can look at it and see if it's doctored. And that right there tells me the next thing. They say they got evidence. So what's going to happen is the phone company is going to pull up this evidence and coincide and build the narrative, help them build this fucking narrative. Like, why the fuck would messages that he sent to them about him staying that be deleted from the phone? That doesn't make any sense at all. This guy is horrible.
Kind of what it was like on that day, and hopefully people can understand what the truth is and make their own decision on facts.
Right. I mean, based off people. There's not a lot of people that are from the Mississippi Gulf Coast that don't understand Horn Island and don't.
I'm good. That nigga went over there looking for a motherfucking friend in the click and the view. He ain't went over there to do no real advocacy. Put that nigga in the zoo. Dead ass motherfucker. And here's this DA, okay? The DA who spoke with Benjamin Crump and Nolan Wells' mother about a criminal investigation, saying that they're going to get information over to the grand jury to see if it's able to be indicted. Mind you, the governor of Mississippi has already been texting Nolan Wells' mother and created a relationship with her. And once she spoke about that publicly, he was exposed to his Proud Boys. And then the next day he came out with a statement saying he don't believe no foul play happened in this situation at all, even though he has no personal knowledge of it. So again, these Proud Boys are going along with their 4th of July 1776 celebration. And this is a modern day lynching, or from what I see, with his throat missing and hit in the back of the skull, and there ain't no fucking rocks out there to do it. That's an act of violence, and that was a Freemason initiation.
I understand the public's urgency to know what happened to Nolan, but we are not taking time for time's sake. We are taking the time required to complete the work this investigation demands. Since Nolan was reported missing, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies have worked around the clock investigating what happened to him. Every piece of evidence must be examined. Every credible lead must be followed to its conclusion. Every witness interview must be analyzed in context of all other evidence. The pressure for answers does not change what the work requires. Our responsibility to Nolan and our community is to complete this investigation thoroughly, carefully, without compromise, supported by the evidence and worthy of the confidence of the people we serve. I understand the public's urgency to know what happened to Nolan, but we are not taking time for time's sake. We are taking the time required to complete the work this investigation demands. Since Nolan was reported missing, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies have worked around the clock investigating what happened to him. Every piece of evidence must be examined. Every credible lead must be followed to its conclusion. Every witness interview must be analyzed in context of all other evidence. The pressure for answers does not change what the work requires. Our responsibility to Nolan and our community is to complete this investigation thoroughly, carefully, without compromise, supported by the evidence and worthy of the confidence of the people we serve. I understand the public's urgency to know what happened to Nolan, but we are not taking time
this is
for time's
just
sake.
a bullshit ass preliminary hearing. The fix is already in, my nigga. The fix is in, bro. They just playing with y'all emotions and shit. They can't play with me. This is why I stopped talking about shit, because I be like, yo, I see where it's going. I see the players, the NAACP who don't give a fuck about black people. Had Rachel Dolezal over there, defended her, and then act like they didn't like it, then hired a whole bunch of Pan-Africanism. Benjamin Crump, this nigga's not black American. Al Sharpton sold out Martin Luther King. That nigga sold out Michael Jackson and Barack Obama. Bitch ass nigga. Last time we seen you, man, fuck it, man. We ain't got no protection at all. Don't trust these civil rights leaders. I feel like Benjamin Crump sticking his neck out to take on this case, so as well as Al Sharpton as well. I feel like Like, why they didn't think about the reputations and how this would all look at the end of the day. They were fucking humiliated. I went to the chat when Benjamin Crump was struggling to explain this professional autopsy report to people, and they was calling him all kind of ignorant, this and this. You got a law degree, but you ain't got no doctor degree. Sound like that nigga was hooked on phonics a little bit. I feel like this was a humiliation ritual for these two public officials. Mind you, Benjamin Crump, he has visited Donald Trump countless times at the White House. He's on that list. I remember one time there was even videos of him and 50 Cent leaving at the same time. Multiple times Benjamin Crump leaving on his own. So is it a coincidence that the FBI came when you've been in bed and you talk to these people? I totally feel like this is a play to continue to perpetuate the narrative that, nigga, ain't no fucking safety, ain't no protection for black people. If these cracker want to take us out and unalive us, guess what? They gonna get away with it and cover it up. And they're finding new ways. We're gonna see if the cell phone company is gonna come back with the real messages, or they're gonna go along with the story that we've concocted and planned. And then you look at what phone company that Nolan Wells has, who's the CEOs, who's in charge of it, what are their mission statements? Are they conservative? Are they far right? Are they liberal? What the fuck is going on? Who's gonna risk debunking a whole narrative that mainstream media and white supremacists have painted out there? Again, this shit is scary, bro. We're under mass surveillance, and the tools, the resources and shit that should be allocated for us to be protected is being used against us in 2026. And this is with the Trump administration, right after they roll back the Voting Rights Act. We're living in Jim Crow South in 2026, y'all.
Dr. Roger Mitchell, board certified forensic pathologist, performed a preliminary report on the death of Nolan Xavier Wells. He conducted and presented this report on July 19th, 2026. Preliminary report, second autopsy, death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Cause of death, undetermined, pending investigation. And we'll explain that as we go through the report this morning. The manner of death, undetermined, pending investigation. Statement of examination. This forensic pathologist was retained to perform a second autopsy examination on the body of Nolan Xavier Wells. Name of decedent, Nolan Xavier Wells, age 18 years old, race black, gender male, date of death unknown. Second autopsy date was performed on July 10th, 2026. Preliminary findings, and this is significant. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time. He said the body was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decompensation. He said coronal incision of the scalp, brain removal, Y-shaped incision of the anterior torso, and he talked about the organs being removed, as is common, accompanied in the body cavity. And that when you have an autopsy, the organs are removed from the body and they are dissected and examined, and then they are put back in a bag within inside the body. So when they're buried, their remains will all be with them. But in this occasion, if there's going to be a second autopsy, then the organs are put in the body cavity so the second pathologist could be able to examine the organs as well. Very significant for Dr. Mitchell was that the anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body. And we'll explain that in just a minute. And then it talks about the additional procedures performed during the second autopsy. And we'll go into the paragraphs on that there because he explains it better in his narrative. So where's the first page of the discussion?
Brother, I'm not even gonna finish this. This is so cringe-worthy. But I do want to say that, you know, looking at an autopsy, and because an autopsy does not say exactly what happened. It just has certain findings. Again, they have put out a narrative that Nolan Wells hit rocks and bumped his head, and this is why he had a gash back there, or whatever the case may be. And then now the autopsy shows that there's an actual gash, a blunt force trauma back there. Means that these people got ahead of the story before the autopsy, that have personal knowledge of what was happening with the body. Could have been one of the 2,000 people at Horn Island putting this out on Facebook. And they want us to believe that this happened. Like, this was an accident. Like, it's so fucking draining and stressful. Like, you know what's even more stressful and what's even more fucking pathetic? I can go live about this every day and talk about it and get clicks and views, make bukus worth of money, but is that really going to change anything? I literally put a change.org petition out and said that we're going to go to the judicial commissioner. If they don't like it, we go to the Supreme Court. Then we go to the governor of Mississippi. Next day, governor of Mississippi is talking to Nolan's mother. Then the next day, he tells Proud Boys he don't believe foul play. So even that attempt to have some type of accountability pursuant to substantial justice is not going to happen. I feel so fucking defeated. Nobody is solution oriented. Everybody just want to stir the pot. It was Carmelo Anthony. Now it's Nolan Wells following the algorithm, riding the fucking wave because it gets you clicks and views and money and attention. I feel like if I can't do nothing to help the situation, I'm not going to talk about it at all. And at this point in time, I'm really interested to figure out the cell phone data. I'm not going to look at a TikTok where a white person go viral for claiming that they have personal knowledge about what happened. And so I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not looking at it. I'm not believing it. I want to see the black and white, which is also being edited and manipulated to go along with Ashley Cole's narrative. Herefore said there was no need for him to present the autopsy. I think the pathologist knows, but didn't want to associate himself and just left it as unconfirmed. Yeah, it's not going to happen. The mother will go crazy. Shake my head. I literally said that the other day. I literally said that the other fucking day. Dead ass. And I'm just totally disappointed in democracy, if there ever was. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Is there anything else that I need to discuss? I just wanted to go live and do this. Remember, tomorrow we do our entertaining day. So, and it's the Knots Appreciation Day tomorrow. So make sure you grab your wallet. Make sure you support your boy. Only thing Crump exposed was his 3rd grade reading level. That's it. That is all it was. That is it, and that is all. Anyways, I'm about to get going. I got some other stuff to do. Oh, today was my first day back in the gym. I'm going to be going to the gym every fucking day. Every goddamn, at least 5 days a week, if not all 7. I got OCD. So more than likely I go for, what happens is when I be like, I'm going to go to the gym, I'll go every fucking day for like 3 weeks in a row. And then I'll skip a day. And then that skip a day turns into a week. And next thing you know, I lost and broke my pattern. So I'm gonna stick to it because what I want to be for Halloween requires me to be in the best shape of my life, and so I got enough time. Set goals, set fitness goals and shit, and do that. Matt Thinker, I'm not even gonna pay attention to it. That's what the fuck I'm not gonna do to that. There was no need for him to present the autopsy. I think the pathologist knows, but didn't want to associate himself and just left it unconfirmed. Oh, let me fucking block these bitches. All right, I'm about to get going. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised.
What is in your life's blueprint?